Hello, everybody. Welcome to Frosty Faustings X. We've got some Divekick action coming up for you guys.
I'm the Chicago Classic.
Exactly. I'm James Chen.
I am John Sansamamenta, and again, welcome to Frosty Faustings X. We're so excited for all the different games we can bring to you, whether it's the big or the small, and this is the quintessential small but talented pool here.
Exactly.
It's going to be really impressive that there's a lot of different champions of either people who beta tested the game or have played since the beginning or won tournaments like UFGT 9 or UFGT 10. So it's going to be a really good top 8 for anybody who really knows what Divekick is.
And it's just a great example of showing the variety of games that we play here at Frosty Faustings.
I mean, that's always been the goal of Frosty
Oh,
ever since the last couple of years. Like, we want to make it so that if there's a game that you love, that thing that you haven't seen in 10 years, that no other tournaments can have, Frosty will have it.
Oh, man. All right.
It sounds like we're about to get started.
All right, so we're starting right away with...
So the first matchup we have here is Redacted versus Kick. Redacted is really all about the short-range ability to just control a really small space with a very high jump, whereas Kick is mostly about his kick speed and then his abilities. Redacted's crouch is used to low profile in some matchups, but by and large, she's mostly just about building meter and using her height and speed advantage.
But you can see, thanks
right
to the
now, we're just seeing them mostly just building meter and playing defensively and looking for that opportunity when somebody oversteps.
Well, just got to watch out. The timer's down. So right now, Kick has got to do something. You know what? He's not going to do. He's just building meter. It was too late at that point in time. So remember, when time runs out, whoever's closer to the center red line is going to take the round.
It's about how close you are to the red line, and if you're both at an equal distance from the red line, then it's a draw. Right. The other important thing to bear in mind is that the zero counts as a full second in Divekick.
Yes, yeah.
So some people will see zero and they think it's over, and it's a full second afterwards. So it's about the timing within that.
So he was actually able to catch him right when it still said 0 left, which is why he's up 3 to 1 rounds.
Yeah, Kick's just doing exactly what Kick does, is that he's building meter a lot faster, and he's using that enhanced speed and abilities to capitalize on punishing Redacted. Ooh. Whereas the one time Redacted did get the his because they pushed into the corner, and then that's really where Redacted signed in a condensed range.
And you can see right now that Redacted, he's playing really kind of a defensive style, but then went in at just the wrong time. Great call out by Kick.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the difference in just how much faster Kick builds the meter and how he's using the meter more effectively, and that's the reason that he has the greater round amount. It's also that, in situations like this, if Kick doesn't want to commit, he doesn't have to, but now a headshot changes everything.
Yes, this is a problem here with the headshot. He's going to be he's going to be so much faster. You can see the stun right there. He's chasing him down to the corner, but nice escape. Wow.
Yeah, nice escape there by the Kick. And the other thing to point out is, in a game like Divekick, even if you don't get another hit off of the headshot, the fact that you can still build meter during that entire time and they lose all of their meter, it's a huge momentum swap.
Caught him right in the shins. But again, all that meter built up here, and so he's only down 2 rounds now. He has a chance for this comeback, and he has the corner position. Oh, he just missed, but now he gets a headshot. Oh, boy.
That was a really good initial dodge by the Kick, but as soon as he got it back in the headshot, this is the worst possible spot to be in against Redacted.
Oh, and just like that, a comeback from Redacted. He was down, I believe it was like 4-1 or something.
Well, it's 4-1, and he just doesn't really turn out. I'm pretty sure it's Argon Ross who's playing the Redacted. Argon Ross has won Divekick tournaments, especially when it was activated. He's the best Redacted in the world.
Gotcha.
So it's really not surprising to see him handle anybody.
Yeah, apologies to the stream at home. We don't have the names of the players on here.
So switching over to Dive, Dive and Kick may look very familiar because they're based off 2 very popular, Street Fighter twins that we can't specifically name, just like how we can't name Redacted what she looks like. But, Dive has a higher jump. He's not as quick. He builds the meter more slow, but he has a lot more control over his actions in terms of all of his abilities are about either moving forward or dropping to the ground quickly.
Ooh, but he basically stayed on the Redacted, stayed on the ground to let Dive get over his head, then came down from the other side, got the headshot, and so here we go. Oh, no.
And this is a situation where by picking Dive instead of Kick, getting a headshot like that is even worse because he doesn't have the speed that Kick does, so it's even harder to space himself out.
Exactly. Ooh, an instant dive kick from Dive. He's going to get his own headshot.
Argon Ross went for the low profile because he thought he was going to go over him and he could punish it, and instead he got punished himself for it.
Yep, there's a lot of this game. Quick reading between guessing whether the opponent's going to go high or low. But right now, you can see him trapped in the corner, but he built up his meter. He has...
Yeah, the dive's... oh, it is Sanchez. Sanchez is taking it really slow here. He doesn't want to commit. He just wants to take the space, but he gives up the line.
He got to
Can't
the line.
give up the line.
Yeah, it looked like he... Oh, there we go. So with Sanchez and Argenrost, as you mentioned.
Both of these players have won dive kick tournaments before.
He got him, yes. As soon as you saw the second jump, as soon as he jumped second, you knew that Sanchez had that situation. It was almost an unwinnable situation. And a double headshot.
Sanchez does a really good job of just baiting it out because he knows that Redacted has a really good short game, but he just baited him out into an unsafe spot, and he's just punishing him for it.
Oh,
wow.
Man,
what a
here
turnaround.
We go.
And he's got a kick factor up in about 3 or 4 kicks, and he's ready to just take this round.
Can Argenrost make it? But he got kick factor activated. So can Argenrost prevent this and get another comeback? Watch out! Oh my!
He's still got him in the corner though, so he can go for the timeout if he wants to. That's
Only
it.
3 seconds left and a trade! But this no rounds awarded.
No rounds awarded for double KO. That's correct.
All right, kick factor activated for Argenrost now.
Argenrost is K factor. A really nice evade there by Sanchez. And again!
Wow! Oh, dude, he was doing so well for just that little section right there, but Argenrost has brought it to the final round.
But he ran out the K factor. Sanchez gets his own, doesn't get punished when he activates. Does anybody get him right now?
Oh, what a crouch!
Whoa! Goes for the forward momentum. Doesn't get him punish off it.
Of course, using one of Redacted's special moves. Oh, but he got him! Came in right there at the end and got him on the head. But again, I mean, that was a beautiful use of the crouch from Argenrost to get under that dive kick originally, but Sanchez has tied it up 1-1 now.
Yes. I mean, part of the interesting thing is that Sanchez has always played a fairly decent amount of different characters. Argenrost has been redacted the whole way, so he's never going to switch. So the question is whether or not he can adapt to this matchup.
Oh, what a beautiful crouch again. You saw he crouched right under it and immediately pounced in for the headshot. So bad situation for Sanchez now. Oh, no!
Right on the toe.
And there is that beautiful situation. When you're a headshot, you play scared, you play back. And so your opponent tries to be aggressive. And so when you all of a sudden dizzy headshot go in, you can catch a lot of people off guard.
I mean, when you have a headshot on somebody, you're essentially walking a cornered opponent. So you have the advantage, but if you're not careful, they have the back against the wall and they can use that speed to their advantage.
Well, you know what? Speaking of advantage, Argenrost is up 3-1 now. Things are looking good for him, but we've seen some crazy comebacks already. Oh, nice escape once again.
Sanchez has gotten out of that corner more often than not.
Yeah, especially against Redacted too, which is not as easy because he dives so fast straight down.
Yep.
He covers that space really well, so that Sanchez has gotten away from that. It's been really impressive. But here we go, kick factor activated. You can see him jump higher, faster. Oh, wall
does
cling.
The wall cling, and he gets him out, but he gets a headshot punish right afterwards.
Oh boy. And as I said, comebacks have been happening all game long so far, all match long. All right, but it's over. And again, a beautiful crouch to get right under there. So Argenrost staving off that headshot. And that was that match point.
And it's one of the testaments to how well these players know these games, because those situations that Argenrost is low profiling with the crouch, normally if it wasn't redacted, you'd be done.
Right.
You know, Sanchez's space against a normal character, you're done. You'd get hit by that. But, you know, Argenrost has been in this situation before and he knows how to react.
And that was that perfect way to end. Oh, I see. That's 3 out of 5.
It is 3 out of 5 the whole way.
Okay. But again, just as you mentioned, that last crouch that he had, at that range, everybody else is done for.
Yep.
But he has that crouch and immediately counterattack. Oh! Tried to get a little too aggressive, did Sanchez, and unfortunately got himself headshot.
If there's ever a character in this game that punishes you for being too aggressive, it is Redacted.
All right, you see him hopping back right now, trying to prevent Sanchez from escaping the corner. And now, oh!
That's a huge loss because it's both the entire K factor and it doesn't, you know, he wasn't able to capitalize on the corner pressure. And another toe tap by Sanchez.
Caught him right on the big toe, stubbed his toe. And now Sanchez up 3-1, but again, that's kind of where we've seen 3-1 leads melt all match long. Again! Oh, that's so good!
Getting so much punish on when he's getting him on the turnaround. And he can. He catches him for overextending, trying to get him on the headshot. Argaros got a lot of meter, and he's just taking the time back and gets another headshot. This is a really good spot for him. He'll build the K factor before he gets over there. Go. I hope not too. Gets another headshot with another crouch. Sanchez has shown no adaptation to that whatsoever.
Wins.
I mean, I think you can really see the difference there in that Argaros had multiple times where he got the headshot and then couldn't punish on the follow-up, and then you finally see him do that in the last round, whereas we saw 3 or 4 instances of Sanchez thinking he had a kill, getting crouched, and then immediately headshotted. Yep. I mean, I find myself thinking, I'm not going to claim Divekick is anywhere close to Super Turbo. There's a very far gap between those two games, and I know you've made conversations about how a lot of Street Fighter Turbo is about knowing what spaces you're in, where your certain buttons work, and also about how you move people to the spaces that you want them to be in. And there's a lot of that with Divekick too. Sanchez has these instances of I know if I put you in this space, I can punish you. But then Argaros is like, well, no, I can low profile that. You don't know my full toolkit. You're not respecting that. Yep.
That's almost kind of like a guaranteed win situation.
Mm-hmm.
You go for the dive kick, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I didn't hit him, and then counter a headshot.
And I mean, you could see that a little bit with some of the other characters like Shoals. Shoals has her fly cancels. So, if she flies into an unsafe spot but then cancels it, and then you're the one who gets baited. So there's enough depth in that with most characters. Most characters have some ability to change their trajectory or their path. Like Kick can do the faster kick, so he gets down faster. Dive can do the rapid drop terminal velocity, so he just drops straight down. There's a lot of different tools that they have that, so they can have that, but they usually cost meter, as a way to counterbalance. You didn't. Okay. Excellent.
Select your character.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Frosty Faustings. We are going to continue forward with the Divekick top 8.
Yep.
We just saw Argon Ross take out Sanchez in the first round here on winners top 8, and so we're going to be moving on to the other side of winners bracket.
We are moving on the other side. I took a peek at the stage. We saw Mean Saltine.
Oh, nice.
playing
Okay,
here.
okay.
Evo champion. He loves
Yes.
to rub that in everyone's face because it's the only game he's ever going to be in one. Sorry, Ben. It's true.
Oh, man. Come on, come on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a phenomenal Street Fighter player.
He was a previously UCTV sponsored player. One time he was an Ultra Chen TV sponsored player, so I have to root for my boy Mean
No,
Saltine.
don't get me wrong. I love Ben, so I absolutely want to see Ben win. But
oh man,
I'm not actually remember what he plays in this game. It's been a while since I've seen him play Divekick. So I'm curious to see how that'll go.
Yeah, again, I mean, if you guys are just tuning into Frosty Faustings right now, I even on Twitter just put out like a little video where I walked through the venue, through the hall, all the way through from like about like a 2-minute video, just showing how many games are. 33 official. 33 official games. We have.
The mics are madmen.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
And over, what is it, like 1,000 people for this event?
We had over 1,000 between participants and spectators.
Nice.
Pre-reg.
Okay, great stuff.
And the lines for at the door were pretty good. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
There was a decent line, but like most of the people that were standing there were not there for pre-reg. They were there to at the door. And we should get some on Saturday. I think there's a couple of games.
Oh,
yeah. Not as much, obviously, but we're still anticipating more people coming up.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Again, you know, like, I don't want to belie like the size because it's really big here, and there's a lot of people here, but you know, you really feel like that community feel here, right? You feel that energy, that buzz wherever you go over here, and it's tournaments like this I feel like are some of the most important tournaments in the FGC.
I mean, I'm working the job here. You know, so my goal is to make sure everything works, but like at the same time, I was distracted watching the marble. It was amazing.
Right. All right. So we've got Kung Pao, of course, with the really, really low jump, which is a problem against Dr. Scholes, but that means you just have to get under her as much as you can.
This matchup I would largely consider fairly even because generally, you know, Scholes obviously has the height advantage, but she's significantly slower, so in most cases where she's really trying to level that height advantage, Kung Pao can just go right underneath her.
Right, exactly like that. Yeah, there's a lot of times where your strategy with Kung Pao is to do nothing against Dr. Scholes when you're really close by. Let her try to predict you getting away. See, just like that.
Exactly.
She did absolutely nothing, and that was perfect right there.
The other thing about this matchup is that pretty much whenever you were playing Kung Pao, like when I used to play this game regularly, I was playing Kung Pao, your standard default is to do a kickback into a kick. But there's certain situations against a matchup like Scholes where you actually want to dive kick because you don't want to back up first.
Right. Exactly. But headshot here. Yeah, bad situation, but you know what? Not another headshot. So
that's exactly what matters. Scholes is really about shooting headshots.
Man, oh boy. Oh no. He was in the right position, but just had a moment of indecision, it looked like. He wasn't sure what to do, and then jumped at the same time, and Capconian was able to take advantage of that.
And again, that's one of those situations where they kicked back as opposed to just straight jumping, and they kicked back right into the Scholes. Let's see what, so we have Saltine who's actually playing Kung. Let's see what he can do to adapt here. And so far, Scholes just went straight in and took it out pretty quickly.
Oh, that's one of the weaknesses that Kung Pao has, is that her hitbox is relatively small, just like as you saw right there, just clipped right through Dr. Scholes. So you really have to have precise aim.
I mean, I always kind of consider Scholes, or I mean, not Scholes, Kung Pao rather, the grounded version of Redacted. And that, you know, but don't get me wrong, Redacted is much faster, and there's other things that are different. But like Scholes is, you know, Kung Pao is about controlling a low ground space, whereas Redacted is about controlling a really high vertical space.
Exactly. She was, she was definitely one of the characters that interested me a lot. She was my original main.
Oh, perfect. There's a funny story about it. So I beta tested several versions of Divekick, including the current one we have out here. And I remember I was sitting at Keats' house when he first introduced Scholes, and we were beta testing it. And I remember one of the things he said. He said, or not Scholes, I'm sorry, Kung Pao. I'm looking at Kung Pao because Scholes is winning the whole time, so it's distracting me. But I remember we were beta testing Kung Pao, and I remember him saying to me, he goes, if Kung Pao is the best character in this game, then I screwed up. Like, he wanted to make sure she was strong.
Right,
that different angle was something that was viable in the game, but he always said outright, like, this is the best character, it's bad.
Right. Well, it looks like Mean Saltine is switching the horizontal for the vertical now. Going to try a different approach against Capconian. He's better hope it works because He needs to win 3 games in a row at this point, so it is a tall order.
It is, but if there's a character that can do it, it is Redacted. Because Shoals may have some really strong mobility and some really high, vantage points that can come, but she's slow.
Right.
And again, with Redacted with a really high jump and a really good punish, is the character that can do something like that. You just have to know your ranges of where your punish is, like that.
Woohoo! Even got the headshot.
And
off
took away
of that.
all the K factor. That's huge.
Yep, there you see that headshot meter draining, and yep, Mean Saltine did get 1 round off of that.
Well, not only that, but I'm a little surprised there because, Shoals' kickback is just a backdash. You don't actually get off the ground, so with how little Redacted can engage, usually when you're headshotting, you can just back out.
What a crouch!
It's a really good crouch.
What a crouch!
Round 6.
You can see right now this pick for Mean Saltine has been paying off. But you can see again why a lot of times the strategy against Dr. Shoals is just to stand there.
Exactly. Well, because, Shoals has to kick twice every time the
Right.
kick goes in. And so
Uh-oh.
he could have got out of that with a crouch. But I forget whether or not you can crouch in K factor. I don't think you
Yeah,
can.
because I don't think you have
Yes,
access
because
to
you have the minimum amount of metering you have
Right.
none.
Oh, he had that opportunity. Okay, not headshot. So he's still alive. So this is Mean Saltine's last chance.
And he will get his crouch back after about 2 kicks, so he should be able to use it. Yep.
Oh, he
Buddy,
jumped
over.
into it.
Oh.
Capconian doing some fancy flying in the air, doing the reflies, and makes it all the way back to take it 3-0 over Means. All right, he's no longer sponsored by Ultimate.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
so this is why you're going to drop him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how can you keep somebody who...
I mean, he didn't have the tag up. He forgot to put the sponsor tag up there anyway, so
gosh.
you know what?
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna have to.
You've got David, so he clearly had him sign a contract that would get him
Yeah,
liable for something like that.
exactly. So
Perfect.
Ben's in some serious trouble here.
Absolutely.
He is in some
David,
serious
we're looking
trouble.
forward to seeing the litigation. Show no mercy.
Exactly. Throw the book at him, dude.
So we should be
Oh,
moving over
man.
to loser side now. I know we will have Hansen,
Okay.
hometown hero, loves Divekick, plays Divekick all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I played, he beat me. I think it was like Combo Breaker 1, actually. Because UFGT was the last one I placed in. But
So you want him to lose this time, right? So.
He's become a family man. He's got 1 kid already.
Okay,
He's got another kid on the way. He said this is his last one. So I want to see him make a run for it.
Okay.
But not too much of a run. If he goes up against Sanchez or something like that and has a close game and loses, I'd be okay with it.
Okay. Got it.
So Games Boy, we do have Hansen up there. Hansen is also a Kung Pao player. And not only that, but I would personally have the opinion that if you're just gonna go back to Divekick after a while, Kung Pao is a perfectly good character. To
Oh
just
my gosh,
pick
it's a
up
Kung
and play
Pao mirror.
Yeah.
We've got a full Lazy Susan of Chinese food here on the table.
Well, and the interesting is, so he's playing against Wasix, who's another player who's played a significant amount and enters most of the local dive kicks. They both choose to use kick meter here, which is mostly for the movement speed, but sometimes people will take dive because they want the jump advantage in this series in particular.
Oh yeah, you just see the slowness, and that is another one of Kung Pao's problems right there. When she is headshot, it takes her a while to land the higher you jump because she is so horizontal.
Yep.
And so she's so vulnerable for a long period of time. And just like that, Wasik with a 3-0 lead. But fortunately for Hansen, not a third headshot.
He's not really using the K factor very much. Sometimes Kungs will typically use it to just move around the screen, and then maybe they'll use it for a portal near the end just to expend it. But either way,
Fraud detection warning here. But man, I used to have the craziest portal shenanigans. Oh, I thought that was a trade. No, okay, fraud.
there was a really funny thing where Daigo and a couple of the other foreign players were playing Divekick, which in and of itself was hilarious, but they were playing Kung Pao, and what they were thinking was that the portal creation was an anti-air, which would have been hilarious if it actually worked. It was really cool to watch.
They're trying to hit people with it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Uh-oh, and again, a start with a round 1 headshot for Wasik. But Hansen does have a portal, so let's see what he's going to do with this.
But he can't use it because...
Oh, that's right.
all it
Ugh. Dude, I'm trying to remember all of my evil portal shenanigans right now. 'Cause I had some sick portal stuff. That was like my favorite thing about her. Oh, okay, there we go.
Hansen
The first
finally
point
answered
for
back here.
Hansen.
This is, again, a matchup just like with the way you play Redacted. It's just about playing your defense ground and knowing when somebody overextends, or assuming that people are going to, just keep backpedaling like you typically do, and then just chasing after them. But it's about finding your right space to do that. That can be tricky.
Yeah, and I think Wasik didn't think that dive was that kick was gonna reach. Ooh, what?
Wow.
I thought that was Wasik's round.
Somebody should tweet at the Keats and complain about these hitboxes.
Keats, please. Email Keats. Oh boy. And now Hansen with the headshot for potentially taking game number 2.
With K-Factor in play and a headshot on this, yeah, that's so
Yeah.
free.
You saw that dive right there. It was just so slow. It was just like, woo. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, typically, with Kung, and like your game plan as a headshot Kung usually doesn't change that much from a regular gun. That you just keep backpedaling and you hope that they overextend to punish them. But diving first like that is just like, please give me a free round.
Oh, nice. Picked just the right time to go in. And when you're not redacted, you can't crouch under it. There are a lot of those situations where Kung Pao will just have that perfect angle, and there's almost nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and again, Kung Pao, like most characters, have some form of mobility, but going through portals is really expensive. And you really only want to use it in a situation where you either know you're going to kill or you know you're going to get an escape.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do, honestly, was if my opponent backed off. So a lot of times if I got a headshot like this, and the enemy backed off, I would plant the portal on the other side, so because the portal stays.
Yes.
And so that was one of the things I would do. I would just attack from the other side all of a sudden off screen,
It's a little harder in this matchup.
Oh, boy.
Terrible overextension. Got really punished for it.
Detection averted and into a headshot. Here comes Wasik's chance. Oh, but not a headshot, fortunately.
That'll be enough to put him back into the round, so this is anybody's game at this point. Yeah, it's harder to do portal shenanigans in the mirror just because you really don't get to push space that way.
Right.
But against like things that are more mobile, like shoals or something like that, really easy to get in a spot where you're on their side. You set that up and you're just setting like a trap for later rounds.
Yeah, it's been interesting because I feel like most of the players that we've seen, and I don't know, maybe this is the later dive kick meta that I am unaware of,
Sure.
but a lot of them seem to be favoring going for kick factor as opposed to trying to use a lot of their little special skills.
I mean, most characters are designed in a way that like their abilities are at least somewhat to very supplemental. Like, you could play Kung if her abilities never existed, and you could still play Kung pretty effectively.
Right, exactly.
Whereas somebody like Shoals, her unfly is pretty important.
Oh boy, double headshot.
Yeah, Wasik is really running ahead with this round. And he just got K-Factor. Oh, that was almost a
Oh
punish.
yeah.
Still has
Chasing down.
K-Factor, but the headshot's got a nice counter.
That was the overextension that you mentioned.
He kept him honest.
Yeah,
He kept him honest.
Oh, what?
Right on the top of the toe. Like, you could see the difference there, but it was pretty marginal.
Right. Oh, what a land, and great timing to land and instantly go for the next dive kick.
Well, and again, that was one of those situations where Hansen put him in a situation where Wasik didn't kick back. He just jumped and kicked and immediately punished him with a headshot. And that takes him right into 2-2.
Yeah. Unfortunately, having to survive a headshot at the very end, that is a rough one right there.
I mean, this is really one of those things where if you played this match enough, it's mostly about your ability to read. Your spacing as well, but both these players are just going back and forth.
Oh boy. And never a great way to start with a headshot because, I mean, the nice thing about Kung Pao's angles is that it's easier to get headshots with her. So once they're slowed down like that, it is easy to get multiple headshots in a row. Oh, there we go. And see, I mean, I'm surprised they don't use that because I remember I used to use the portal creation a lot because it was a great movement tool. She goes backwards a tiny bit.
Exactly.
And so it's a quick way to move backwards a lot. So I actually just use it for positioning a lot. Oh, yeah.
Well, especially in a matchup like this where a lot of your good punishes are about finding a space where you can just dive and kick as opposed to just kick back. It's really good that you can move the portal to move the yards, if you will. Just,
right.
Back a little bit back and forth.
Oh, no. Right there into the headshot, and Hansen is going to take it over Wasik.
Yeah, I mean, Hansen got 2 headshots in that. He punished off the headshot. He built up his K factor, whereas Wasix went for a really bad portal. You're not invincible at all during portal until you leave. So, and even then, I think you're actually not invulnerable. It's just that you've teleported, so you're not in your space. So,
now, if I remember, even if you haven't planted a portal, you can use it, but you just come back in the same spot, right?
Correct. So, and obviously you're not using that for mobility. You're using that so you're changing your landing speed.
Right. But it auto-corrects as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. If I remember correctly, once the guy, like, for example, you can go into the portal, the guy will go through it, and when you come back out, you chase them.
You turn right around. And so, there's a lot of stuff you could do with the portal, but as you can see in this matchup, by and large, they were just building K-Factor.
Right. And I remember when I used Combat, I was obsessed with the portal, because I just thought it was the coolest idea.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, when we would, we'd go over to Adam's house, he'd have a new build, he'd have a new character, and it's like, what crazy thing did you make this time? What did you put in? Like when Stream came out?
Oh yeah.
Stream Monster? Jeez. Like, you're just like, what is this monstrosity? And how does it work?
Oh my God. All right, well there we go. That was loser side right there. So unfortunately, that means Wasik is out, right? Yep. So Wasik has been eliminated in 7th place.
So we should have one more 7th place match here. I'm not sure what we have. This is the only pairing. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But I hear some dive. Don't know who he's going up against, but we'll see in a moment.
Select your character.
And I do find it interesting that most of the original cast is what we're seeing.
Right,
Shoals
that's
was
right.
So the first 5 was Kung, was Dive, was Kick, was Redacted, and then Mr. N.
That's right, yes.
The first 5, and so then Shoals and a few after came afterwards, and then, you had some of the later ones like Nidhogg. Oh, we're moving over to Winter's side, so I'm
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so we're moving over to Winter's Finals, it looks like. Argon Ross versus Capcanator. So I'm guessing they played the other match off stream. We'll see if we can get that information.
Right. Okay, gotcha. So here we go, Argon Ross versus Capconian. And again, the way that are they okay? I was wondering if they were playing chicken or if something was going on, because there was actually a potential for it to actually have played out that way.
Divekick is a game where, depending on how people approach it, you could have stare down like that. I couldn't rule it out. It looks like they got their buttons wrong.
Oh, gotcha. There you saw Nidhogg for just a little bit there briefly.
Argon Ross and I actually talked briefly about this matchup. He feels pretty good about it. Again, just because when Shoals steps into his space, Redacted can just get so high so quickly and come down at an angle that Shoals can't really deal with.
Right.
Either the kicks. But that said, if Capconian really has good fly and good fly cancels, that gives an opportunity, because Shoals can come at angles that even if you're crouching, you'll still get hit.
Right.
But it's a matter of whether or not Argon Ross lets Capconian into that space.
You can see the kickback that Shoals has. Well, that was the special kickback that she had, so.
Yeah, I mean, Shoals can run away from Redacted the whole game if you want to. But eventually
she's trying to take the middle. Okay. He was going to win no matter what, because he was going to hit her or he was going to take the middle.
And that's the thing, is that, like, if Shoals wants to play the defensive game like that, she has the tools against Redacted to do so, but Redacted is going to build meter faster, and even if she evades Redacted, eventually it's going to come to a timeout.
And you saw right there a beautiful stare down from Capconian. It was like, what? And then just immediately came in there. But, I mean, the nice thing about Shoals is that she does have the height on that jump, which does take away one of, Redacted's strengths.
That was a really nice fly. Punished out of the crouch, too. Fairly nice to do with Capconian.
Yeah, it was just one of those situations where, again, against any other character, that would have been a guaranteed kill for Redacted. And you see that Capconian just let that first dive go so far at first to just escape that situation, but unfortunately got caught anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the hit where Argon Ross just goes, again, shows the limitations of Shoals, that you always have to kick twice, so that always commits you to some amount of a flight path. But nice stare down there. Nice flyback. Almost got punished for it.
But you saw that situation where nice crouch.
Crouch saved in there, but now we got to go with the timer.
Yeah, he knew it. He was waiting for him to go for that.
I mean, I think if he had flown a little higher, he was just trying to make it so that he ran out of meter and just fell right on top of the line. Which is a good strategy, but just couldn't time it right.
Oh, boy. Oh, well, actually, that was the last round, so never mind.
Well, the other thing to point out is that Argon Ross went with the dive gem this time, so he wants the height.
Right.
He wants to have as much because the gems, with the exception of the YOLO gem, are always a 10% boost, so a 10% to your and it's based on your character. So that's part of the thing is that if you take kick gem with kick, it's much more than if you take the kick gem with dive.
Right. Yeah.
So Redacted jumps really high, and so because of that, you're jumping that much higher with the kick gem or with the dive gem. Rather.
Oh boy.
Another punish for overextending there.
Not a good start right here for Capconian. So just going to go try to chase him down. And that range right there where they've stared each other down for a while, like against Kung Pao, that's like guaranteed death.
Yeah,
like you
that's
cannot
fatal.
React to that.
You dive kick and you will immediately get him there. And again, that's how the matchup changed here. And really, when Argon Ross gets headshots, and that almost looks like another one.
Right.
Shoals, because of her kick, just backpedals her back, and how slow Argon Ross has to advance. Most of the time, she can get away fairly clean. But the simple reality is that Argon Ross is beating her at the ranges that he's looking for.
But here we go. Huge opportunity for Capconian now to at least make up maybe 1 or 2 rounds.
Shoals is an amazing head punish, especially because Redacted will auto turn around like that, like you've seen. So if any character can just chain headshots, it's Shoals.
Oh, bad situation. Oh, boy.
Oh, Argon Ross is heading straight towards a choke at this rate.
Yeah, well, we mentioned, mentioned as soon as he got that first one that this was a bad.
On a rampage!
Headshots in a row!
4 headshots in a row. Argon Ross is just choking after choking.
Oh, boy. Oh, a 5!
Oh, total domination! Completely destroyed. Again, this is what Shoals can do.
And Shoals celebrating with some of those hidden missiles right there.
Kind of look like fireworks.
Yeah.
It's party time.
Hidden fireworks. There you go. Oh boy. And you can see how dangerous it is to get headshot. Nice avoid right there.
I mean, that's a kind of a position that, with the distance that Redacted's at, when Shoals is in the corner, she can stay there the whole time. Redacted can't challenge her if she doesn't want to, but eventually you've got to move.
Here we go. A headshot now for Argon Ross. Of course, Dr. Shoals does have a nice kickback.
Yep. I'm really surprised that Capconian is going for that because he knows he can backpedal the corner, and because of how slowly Redacted has to move, he can back away from that. But instead, he's choosing to challenge him here, and he's paying dearly for it.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's trying to play that, he's trying to bait him into chasing him.
Yep.
But Argon Ross is playing careful enough that it hasn't paid off for him. So Capconian needs one of those crazy 5-streak headshots if he wants to take this.
I mean, again, I'd put it on Shoals than the other character, but he's not in a good spot right now. Really nice patience there by Argon Ross, again pointing out what you were saying, just waiting.
Right. And there it is. The fraud has been exposed.
I wonder if we still have the stamps. We used to actually have fraud detection stamps in like a UFGT8 and stuff.
That's right.
We were polite about it. Like if people were going to really be offended about it, we didn't stamp them about it. But
oh man.
I mean, that was part of the thing that I always loved about being a part of Divekick, whether it was a competitor or a tester or whatever. Is just like their goal was just to make everything fun.
Oh
whether
man.
it was the T-shirts or the plushies or the stamps.
And again,
or the controllers.
Oh yeah.
The Divekick controllers.
It's so funny because the game feels so different when you play on the controllers because the controllers are so cool.
Yep.
But double headshots now for Argon Ross, so this is a bad situation for Capconian.
Yeah, and see, he's
oh,
still
beautiful
challenging him in there.
crouches.
I just really don't get it. Generally, you can always punish on a headshot because sometimes people overextend. Their eyes get bigger than their stomach. But if there's any character that you just say, I'm out of here, I'll see you later, it's Shoals. And I don't know why he's taking that as an option.
Fraud detection warning.
Argon Ross going for his second fraud detection warning here in winners finals, no less.
See, there's that backup.
See, now he finally backpedals. I don't know why he wouldn't do it on a headshot. Argon Ross again just crouching away, but he gets the headshot.
Oh boy. Oh
averted.
boy. Yeah, and we remember what happened last time when Capconian got a headshot.
Backpedals a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And it's over. He's good. He is in a very much safer position now, and a beautiful crouch again. And it's so effective against Shoals because he has to go forward and then she has to go forward and then down. And so it's just, once he gets in that close-up space, it's really hard for Shoals to take advantage. And as a Shoals player, you almost have to resist the urge to come down with the kick.
Yep.
You know, just like let yourself keep zooming across the screen because it's almost safer at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, like you look at when Shoals will usually hit a Redacted. Sometimes it can be that they turn around. You know, you saw several times where they turn around right in the headshot. You can punish the crouch if you're coming in from the front.
Right.
And then the other times that you really saw punishes was when Shoals was close and then Redacted tried to rise to get the advantage, got punished for rising. But exactly to your point, if those situations aren't available, which you know the ranges you're talking about, that's when you just glide right over.
Right.
Say, let's start over again. I don't need to be that close if I don't want to.
Exactly.
I'll take another try. If I really have to worry about being that close, we'll worry about it when the time over where I don't have a choice.
Right. Exactly.
So,
exactly.
yeah,
and also, credits all goes to Argenross for having those crouches at just the clutch times that he needed it. I mean, he knew the exact ranges
and
of
he's
when
been doing
to use
that
it.
in multiple matchups. We saw that against Dive, and now we've
yeah.
seen that against Shoals, and I think even against Kung. It's a little harder to crouch against Kung, but I would not be surprised if we see Argenross dodge with a con against a con and just.
All right, so that was winners finals. Not sure if we played the other losers match off stream. Might have happened.
Yes, but we'll find out.
Okay. So we'll see who the next two players coming up are.
I love the voiceover. So it's Hansen against Mean Saltine. Here's his chance right team, and he's going with, and we got a Nidhogg.
Nidhogg, interesting. Okay, now you're gonna have to help me out with this one. This is one of the newer characters.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with Nidhogg.
So Nidhogg is pretty straightforward in the sense that Nidhogg's dive and kick, both in terms of their speed, their angle, and such, is not terribly strong. However, you notice the sword that is in the middle of the screen.
There's the problem because he can throw the sword.
He can throw the sword, and that is what makes it so. Nidhogg is basically an install character. If he doesn't have his sword, he's bad. If he has his sword, he is one of the best characters in the game because he can just do stuff like that.
I also love the blocky shoe on the bottom as well. It's awesome. But there's the problem right there. When you throw the sword, you don't have it the next round. So now you can see it's behind Kong. And a headshot. And so the sword stays on the other side, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
It has the game has memory that it stays wherever it was previously.
And so if you get stuck over there, so it's almost as if Hansen was just like, you know what, throw the sword at me because now it'll put you in this bad position.
I mean, you see this in tons of fighting games in terms of whether it's resource management or other tools. You can play for the game, not for the round.
Right.
And it looks like that's exactly what Hansen did.
But Mean Saltine, you saw, got the side switch, but then he went back in.
Yep.
I felt like it would have been nice to go back and maybe try to pick up the sword again.
I really like that YOLO dive there by Saltine. It's just at the very beginning. He's just like, let's see if you'll come overextend, but there's so many things I love about Kung Pao. The voiceover who did it was from a guy named Urbana named Flexo. You know, so he's been in tournament stuff. Love Flexo. It's just like they said, we just want you to make a bunch of gibberish sounds and do that. And then her win pose, the one where she always looks so sad.
Right.
She's, you know, because the whole thing is that she can kick portals to different dimensions. She's trying to get back to her home, and that's the one that never shows up in the portal. So there's a bunch of little goofy details that they made.
All right, so Mean Saltine switches back to Dive now. He's going to go with Dive and see if this works out a little bit better than Nidhogg.
This is a much safer matchup. And again, with the momentum options Dive has in his abilities, he can punish Kung. But right now, he's just not building meters, so that makes it a little harder.
Oh, boy, and then put himself into that unreactable situation where Kung Pao can almost guaranteed get a headshot on you.
The worst place you can be against a Kung is right in front of her. That is the absolute worst place to be.
Ooh, there it was. I think Mean Saltine think that wasn't going to reach.
Yep.
And there's that oh, he kicked the portal. You can get rid of the portals that way. Oh, no.
Mean Saltine can definitely capitalize on this. He has his terminal velocity, so he might be able to bait something out. And he's going for the offense, but he doesn't have the foot the way Kung does.
Yep. And that's always, that is one of the powers of Kung Pao. She could probably, even when headshot, take advantage of over-aggressive people more than others.
But that's actually really what Bean Saltine is doing, is that he is punishing Hansen for overextending. See what he's getting right in that range where if Mean Saltine stays, he gets punished. But again, Mean Saltine is waiting for that spot and then just diving right in.
This is the Nidhogg background, isn't it?
This is Heaven.
Oh, this is
Divekick
Heaven.
Heaven,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
There's
I just look at that audience back there. It makes me think of the Nidhogg audience.
you can if you have Redacted, you can see the god of Divekick because it does the ground bounce.
Oh.
So it pans the camera high up enough so you can see them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right now you can just see the staircase.
Right.
Divekick Heaven's god. So we've got an even match now. Everybody's got. Ooh,
Oh,
he goes
beautiful
for portal.
portal. Yeah, beautiful portal usage. Saved himself.
But now
That's the
Saltine's
thing.
escape filter.
As a Kung player, like I feel like you should have a portal there every time. At least one portal. It costs nothing to put it out there. And so it's just always nice to have that option to get. And you can also hide in the portal for a while if you hold the buttons a little bit. So you, even though they try to go, I know you're going through the portal, and try to attack you out of it, you can hang in there for a little bit. So
I think part of it's the risk reward in that your portal costs half your ball.
right.
And that's a pretty decent investment. So even if you get a round out of it, you have to be able to get that threat consistently enough that you can pay off. Like if we had players that were consistently getting headshots off portals, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
that
true.
would be super
It's true.
frightening.
Oh, yeah, see, like now she can't teleport through it. Now she can.
Yep.
So now it's just sitting there. It's a risk, right? It's a danger. She can go through it anytime. There it is.
Yep.
And he knew it. But see right there, had he held himself into that portal, Mean Saltine would have, kicked and went to at nothing.
Exactly. And I think Mean Saltine just did a really good job that entire round of winning. He said, I'm going to push you away so that the portal isn't as threatening, and then just wait because I think you want to use it. He was absolutely
Yep.
right.
Oh boy.
Another
Double
headshot.
headshot.
So, I mean, Hansen took a quick 2-0 lead here, but this is Mean Saltine's chance to come back.
Oh, nice escape. Oh, beautiful escape again. And that's one of the things Kung Pao can do. If she sees that you jump really high up in the air,
Yep.
it's a very easy call out for her to just dive right under you.
Absolutely. So again, just like Sanchez before him, we're seeing a dive that just doesn't really use their abilities. They just want to use the K factor. And I mean, it makes sense. They're both from Wisconsin. They used to play together.
And Dive has some really good uses out of that meter as well, but we're not going to see it from Mean Saltine. He has gone 0-2 here in top 8. He has been eliminated. Hansen will move on.
Like I said, I want to see Hansen get far enough to, have a good story
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
that's right.
And, Saltine burned you guys, so I don't,
Yeah,
I
actually,
think
you're
you got what
right.
you deserved.
You're right.
You got what you deserved.
Yeah, all right. Good job, Hansen. Good job, Hansen.
All right,
Who
so
cares about Mean Saltine?
Who cares about Mean Saltine?
I care
So
about
that was a 5th place match. So we should have semis, finals, and then grand.
Yes.
So we got Argon Ross waiting in grand finals. So it's just a matter of who Hansen's going to be playing for semis. We might be seeing that match. We might not. We'll find out in a bit.
And then we'll go to losers finals,
Yep.
which will be
Capconian.
Capconian versus the winner of that.
Yep.
And then we'll see if Capconian can get the run back against Argon Ross or not.
I mean, I just want to see if he adapts on that. Like, I think just there was a lot of things, whether it was when he was getting headshotted or how he was engaging. Like, he understood some components of the match, but I just didn't really see any adaptation.
Now, in this, in this current build of Divekick right now, is Redacted considered one of the strongest in the game?
I would, I have not had my finger on the pulse enough to know tier list, but what I can say with confidence is that Argon Ross is playing Redacted from the beginning, and has always been consistently strong with him.
Okay.
So, I would not be surprised, but at the end of the day, the cast is diverse enough and has enough mechanics that I think every character in the game has a bad matchup.
Oh yeah.
Every one of them. So it's just a matter of whether or not you run somebody who both plays that character and is good enough to overtake, that 6-4.
And that's always the dangerous thing whenever you talk to people about making sure that a fighting game has nothing but 5-5 matchups. That basically just means you're playing Karate Champ, right?
Pretty much.
Like, I almost feel like a game with bad matchups is the sign of a good game because the variety is there. As long as it's not like, hi, I have bad matchups against everybody.
Hi,
like,
Dan.
Yeah, like if it's like this character has bad matchups here and there, sparse matchups, like maybe 1 or 2 characters that give you a problem, but it's consistent around the board. I think it's fine.
Ideally, you would anticipate that characters are designed in a way that their mechanics of what make them special and interesting wouldn't work well against some things and not work well against others.
Exactly.
You know, like characters that are aggressive should be working well against characters that want to deny space advantage to you, whereas characters that have really good buttons, you know, and are more of a mid-range, you would expect them to do better against rushdown, so on and so forth. So, yeah, no, I think we talk about game balance and we say, oh, balance is all that matters, you know, this is balance, but like, you know, you've seen games that have been really pretty well balanced, and then people don't like them because they're not fun.
And balance, in my opinion, like I said, balance is not necessarily every matchup is 5-5.
Right.
Balance is that every character has an equal chance of winning in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? That's the important part.
And not only that, but it rewards players who want to play different characters in different matchups and try to use the different natures of those things to make the best robust package, you know?
Exactly.
I think it was particularly like Street Fighter 4. People were like, you need a pocket character in this game.
Right.
There's good characters, there's top tier, but you need a pocket character.
And that's fine. You know, in ST, back in that, when ST was at its height, that game was about counter picks. Like, you didn't know, there wasn't character loyalty back then.
Right.
I was one of the only character loyalists out there. I was a fool, you know, because I was using the worst character in the game, and I was a character loyalist. You know, I was a low tier hero back then, so it was my own choice. But like, you know, back in the day, you learned most of the characters because you would just pick bad matchups on purpose. You know, like, oh, this person's using. Well, okay, that's a lie because, well, I mean, now modern I'll play other characters.
Sure.
So, like, if I have to play a Honda, I will play Ken. I will play Ken. I'm not going to play my Cammy against that.
I mean, the most example I come, you know, Ken, we're going back to Super Turbo on all this, but like Damn Die.
Right.
You know, Damn Die wants to play T-Hawk in every single matchup he can justify playing T-Hawk.
Yep.
But sometimes he's just got to be like, I can't play T-Hawk against this character.
Which, oddly, one of them is Cammy.
I know. So.
Yeah, T-Hawk got all this new tech. He became super strong in Super Turbo. Never felt the difference.
And again, you know, I'm like, in the case of Divekick, to me, you know, again, I'm not as intimate as the matchups as I'd like to be, but like, to me, the most obvious example is if somebody's silly enough to play Jafeli, you just play Shoals.
Right.
And it's just like, good luck with that, because your drop kick does nothing, and I get above you every time.
Right, exactly,
You know,
exactly.
We have King of the Bums, who's one of the local, you know, Chicago guys, who used to play a fair amount of dive kick, and he loved playing Jafeli. He just loved the character archetype and the moves. So I couldn't help it. I played him in tournament. I played Shoals. I took the YOLO gem, which made it so his head immediately inflated.
Right, that's right.
I just won 5 rounds in a row. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I respect your decision to go with Jafeli the whole way.
Right, yeah.
I'm here to win. So.
Oh, man. But, yeah, if you guys are wondering what's going on right now, we're waiting for a player to finish their Street Fighter match so that we can continue forward here. And I see some people.
I mean, this is part of the thing about having 33 games because we want to have people that'll come and play a lot of different stuff. It also means that we have situations where people are just caught in between. So.
Oh, man. All right. But, again, thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Frosty Faustings X. 10, Frosty Faustings 10.
Faustings X. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
The hardest thing about getting ready for Frosty material is that we always, you know, it's always the first thing we think of is Final Fantasy in terms of like doing.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Well, because like, you know, I've talked with Elvin Shadow about this, and the reason that we use some of the motifs for Final Fantasy 6 is that's his favorite game. He loves Final Fantasy 6.
Well, he's a smart man.
I know. No, I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Smart man.
But I couldn't help but pitch to him for Frosty Faustings 8. I'm like, okay, so you take the stereotypical picture of Squall and Renoa, but instead you have Visant and one of the characters from Guilty Gear.
Oh, God.
And they're like, that's brilliant, but we can't do it.
Oh.
We can't do it.
Oh,
Love you,
man.
Jay.
Don't give me another second stream where I have to sing Eyes on Me right now. So. Okay, okay, it looks like the player is ready to go, so it looks like we're about to start the matchup.
Excellent. Let's see what we got.
All right.
So this is the matchup that we didn't get to see because it was played off stream.
Oh, okay. We need to make sure that
And finally, we're getting we're getting Kenny.
Oh, wow. So I remember one of the earlier builds, Kenny was very, very powerful.
And my understanding is he's still generally considered pretty good, but at the end of the day, who you're playing as Kenny changes every single round.
Right, of course.
But that said, his abilities that he gets in every round, which is his spirit orbs that cause a paralysis that they make contact, those are strong no matter what.
Right.
Yes, from above.
So, I mean, this is part of the fun thing about playing both as and against Kenny. So we've got just Pokey playing as Kenny and then Shaz. Is that you have to figure out what you're playing immediately.
Yep. And that looked like Kick right there.
Yeah, it was either dive or Kick. It looked like Kick given how fast it was. So now we've got Stream.
Yep.
So, like, you know, that's the thing about playing Kenny. Is you have to know how to play every character well enough, or at the very least, if you have one or two bad ones, just say, I'm probably going to lose that round.
Right.
That was Redacted?
Yeah, that looked like Redacted. And that's tough for Shaz now because he has to keep adjusting his strategy over and over again.
Well, not only that, but the problem Shaz has been running into is that, so that was S-kill there, but the problem is he's picked up the sword twice, and every time he's doing it, he's immediately gotten hit with his sword because of the way you drop it. It's just moving more and more over to the
Right.
side. There's Redacted again.
Oh, he tried to get under there, but if he had not jumped right there,
Yep.
he would have been okay, and then he might have been able to kick back and try to get to his sword over there.
I mean, the big thing about Kenny is that, first of all, his ground spirit orb that just stays on the spot, that's really good in controlling space depending on the nature of a character. That's really hard for something like Redacted, you know, because what you can try to do is you build meter, you build the meter, and then you just wait for the timeout, and you put an orb, and you're like, how are you going to get past this? You don't have the mobility.
Right.
But for other situations, the air one just lets him cancel anything. And any character, if they had a cancel in this game, would be ridiculous.
And you saw right there a miss on that attempted sword throw. Oh, man. And right there, one of Kenny's great powers is that he can just change the timing of his dives with that orb. But here we go. He got a headshot, and now his Kung Pao streak did not work very well, but look at that.
Punishes him with looks like dive in that case. And again, this is, you know, you have you run into problems with Kenny on both sides, and it compounds itself that you have to figure out who you are, and it's even harder with your headshot.
Yep. Okay, back to S-kill.
Yep.
Oh, he was going for his sword.
And his sword's now on the completely opposite end.
Yep.
Right on.
All right, so Pokey right now in a great spot. There's that orb. Oh, nice roll. Oh, he got too aggressive. He got greedy.
And again, you know, he could have. I mean, I guess it depends on really what your goal is, because you could just keep backpedaling, hope that Kenny wants to advance, and then pick up your sword, or you could decide, okay, well, at the very least, I'll go for a timeout, which that might be a problem just because Kenny's going to win a timeout because of his abilities. Either way, just Pokey's got his sword, or just Pokey's got the 2 rounds, and Shaz gets with the sword, but now again, it's over on that side. So let's see what we can do with it.
Picked it up. Okay, yeah, and now see if he just kind of. The thing about it is once you get the sword, you can kind of turtle with the sword a little bit on your side of the screen, you know, and that's not what Shaz is doing, but I do like him throwing it to his side of the screen right now.
I agree with that entirely. And now the orb really doesn't do that much because...
oh, almost had it. Oh, he got eaten by the worm.
Well, I mean, Jafali's a hard mode to have in the sense that, you know, you can try to charge the threaten, but at the end of the day, you're either going to go your fixed length or you're going to go the whole length of it. So
yeah, he's going back for a sword now, and right there, Pokey almost kind of let him have that sword back, you know.
Well, I think it's good information that he knows that Pokey's going to go after him if the sword's over there, so he can use that to his advantage. But that said, he just got headshot, and so things are going to be real bad.
Well, the sword is back over there again, so, but I guess he can't pick it up when he's stunned.
Correct.
Oh man, that sucks.
But now he's playing Redacted Kenny, and he's got him in the corner, but he let him escape. He got him by the orb. Another headshot there for just Pokey.
Yeah, I know he had staved off that headshot as well. Sword is all the way on the other side. Shaz is in trouble right now, although just Pokey didn't go too aggressive. Ooh.
Really doing his nice job using those cancels to get punishes. Back to stream.
Oops. Yep. And see there, you see a situation right there where just trying to figure out which character he was, put him in a bad position, then he tried to get away, and unfortunately it didn't work.
It's always interesting how there's the visual cues. So like you know the wings is either Stream or Dr. Schultz.
Right.
And also like the hand gestures of like the S kill, he has a different hand cross than
Yep.
the one he has for shoulder. So this is totally doable for Chaz here. He's up around, but he just gave away his sword again.
Now, does it go over everybody's head, or?
I believe it just goes over Kenny's. But again, Fencer is the character I'm least into.
Okay,
so,
okay.
But even then, Pokey he was kind of relentless.
Well, Pokey ends up taking it. I mean, because if the sword goes over Kenny's head, I feel like that's a bad matchup
Yeah.
right there.
Well, you also have situations that, like, I'm pretty sure it would hit Redacted, but Redacted could just crouch it on reaction.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I mean, it felt like Chaz was just getting him to flinch. That's really what he's hoping is that, like, by throwing the sword, he was going to flinch and jump and then get punished for it. And just Pokey had no chill on.
Yeah.
Just, it's like, okay, you can waste that. I'm
He's
fine
like,
with
I'm
it.
just gonna chill here. Whatever, it's all good. It's all
I'll do
good.
it.
All right, so that was the loser side match, I guess,
Yep.
that we didn't get a chance to
Correct.
see. So now he is going to play the loser on the other side of the winner's bracket. So the other winner who got sent to loser side. they're gonna
Yes, which in that case should be
play. Sanchez.
Yes, should be
that's what it
Sanchez.
is. Okay, okay.
So that'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how Sanchez will adapt to this because Sanchez tends to play a little more patient. He just kind of waits. But giving Kenny the opportunity to wait is usually not a good thing. But that said, he is starting with Kick, which he does prefer, but Kick is more aggressive. So I'm curious to see how that'll go. Good tip there from Uncle Sensei. I am the danger. There's like hundreds of tips from Uncle Sensei.
Oh, yeah. I think most of the data for this game is probably the Uncle Sensei's tips.
Uncle Sensei does have a Twitter account. You're welcome to follow him on Twitter.
He's been silent until very recently. I remember something happened that caused him to finally come back out of the hiding on Twitter.
Yeah. So, just Pokey gets the first round here, but now we are in K Factor for Sanchez. This is where he's looking to punish. But again, how well your punish is depends on the matchup.
Then you saw one of Kick's, aerial powers. Finally, we got to see that.
That's new angle, but it's the exact same angle. It's just that he goes faster.
Right. Oh, no. If he had stood perfectly still, he might have been in perfect position to take that round.
With the timer on 0, he could have punished an overextension there by just Pokey, but instead he got punished for trying to there. Nice headshot there by Sanchez.
Well, so far what I've seen from Pokey is that he does not want to be Kung Pao. He's been headshot both times. He's been Kung Pao. Ugh.
Which I find funny for me. Like, I would be relieved. Like,
Right.
If I had Kung Pao with Kenny's abilities, I'd play that character the whole way.
Looks like he's dive right now.
Yes, he looks a little bit slower, so though it's hard to tell because he has the meter gem, but yes, even then I'd say it's dive.
3 seconds.
Yep. Sanchez definitely has enough time. He does a nice job using the new angle. Another thing to bear in mind that almost could become an issue is that if you do K-Factor, that does influence the timer. So you can time out during K-Factor animation.
Right.
And then you look pretty foolish. Oh, so now
Jafali.
you can see Jafali K-Factor, but he wars it out pretty quick because of the Spirit Orb. Sanchez just looking to take the floor. But
Oh, nice. Caught him with a little drop kick.
yeah, I mean, again, Kenny is one of those characters that's really hard to play the line for because usually in any match that goes to timeout, he'll have built enough for the orb, and then it forces you to move in a spot you don't want to.
Oh, caught him out of the orb. Oh my God, the orb was just about to shoot him. Stream
Now
time.
he's stuck with Stream, which we haven't really seen much success from on Stream either, but he gets
Oh, well, we now have some on-stream success.
Alright, so we now have Uncle Sensei. But he's letting Sanchez just back up, but he's getting with the orb. And just waits around the orb and easily punishes him for an overextension.
Was that Uncle Sensei?
Yeah, you can tell by the way he comes down.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't get to do the stance
Yeah, he doesn't get
switch.
to
That's
stand
right.
switch, so
That's
he always-
right.
he always
That's
stays
right.
in
He only just has the kick
Yep.
instead of the hands. That's right.
So, you saw the kick win pose there where he calls one of his ladies. He has several. Alright, so now we've got S kill. Yep. Sanchez is backing him up.
All right, but wasn't in a position to take advantage of that.
And again, that's part of the disadvantage of Kenny is depending on what character you get stuck with, even when you get an orb, a punish might not be as easy as you think.
Ooh, yes. Perfect timing on that. Gets the headshot now for Sanchez.
Right, so we've got stream again, it looks like. Yep, and that's
Ooh, but he got away.
An easy round for Sanchez there.
But he got away.
Either way, he's just building a lot of meters. He's okay with this situation. Stream is not a meter builder. Party Stomper!
Oh, try to launch him into the sky, force a jump.
Yeah, I mean, Stream's really a character that his abilities are needed to help him, supplement his basic game plan, and Spirit Orbs just weren't enough in that situation.
Right.
But he does catch him with one, gets him with a punish. Now we've got, looks like kick this time. But he's just not building meter nearly as aggressively as Sanchez.
Oh, yep, there it is right there. That's the death situation when you jump first.
Yep.
When you jump first and then you see the other guy jump, if you don't have the ability to change the trajectory in your jump, you either dive right away to try to get under, or you're just basically toast.
When Kenny can both start the animation of his orb and cancel it, or go with the full animation of the orb, so he has a little bit more control than some characters might, but he was still in a definite situation. And
oh, that was so beautiful. What a great use of new angle just to catch him off guard.
And I think this really shows the difference for Sanchez in the fact that when he has to switch over dive based on the matchup, he almost never uses the abilities. But now he's playing kick, which is what he prefers, what he's comfortable with. You're seeing him leverage both party starter and the kick, the new angle.
Yep. And that's why, we talked about how jumping first is kind of that death situation.
Yep.
That's why Party Starter works, is because he basically forces you to jump first.
And again, it's one of those things where it depends on the matchup. Party Starter is much more effective on some characters than
Oh,
others.
yeah.
Like a short range thing on that, like against a Kung, that could be deadly because
Right.
you're not necessarily going to get the height, but against characters that are more floaty like streamers, something much easier to punish with the Party Starter.
We saw right there a beautiful move by Sanchez just to get hit by the, oh, beautiful.
Gets him again with it.
But yeah, he got hit by the orb intentionally all the way up at the top of the screen, and there's really, oh no!
First time he won with Kung though.
Yeah, and he was probably just trying to find out who he was, and
Exactly.
Sanchez was like, time to go in, and then oops.
Well, that's the funny thing is that like with, you can do things like holding both the buttons, and if you're Jafeli, you'll charge up the kick. So like,
Oh,
he's one of
right,
the few
yeah,
characters
yeah,
where you can try to discern it from the outset, but it's a little harder. I'm a little surprised. Like, I don't feel like we've seen much of Baz.
You're right, we haven't seen Baz at all.
Yeah, like I would have thought, because
Oh, and we hadn't seen Markman
Markman!
either, yeah.
Markman, oh.
Markman makes an appearance here.
I miss playing that character. Markman was, and there were certain points where Markman was really stupid.
He was just such a good, overall character, had, pretty much all the stuff that you needed.
He had all the tools, and, it was finally an opportunity to play Phoenix right and not feel bad about playing Phoenix right.
And there it is. Sanchez is going to take it and move on. Just Pokey won his first losers match, but then was unable to continue that. He has been sent home in, I believe that means fifth place, right?
Then no, it should be, or no, you are right.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
it's fifth
because
place.
The first loser was played off stream.
Yes.
But either way, that was just a really strong turnaround. That his first match we saw on stream, he looked really dominant.
Right.
He was really comfortable with most of the forms of Kenny. Was really using his orbs well, and then he just ran into Sanchez, and Sanchez just mopped the floor with
And
him.
that's the thing, right? I like that he was actually using the special ability.
Right.
That's why when we were watching earlier, when we saw some dive and kicks on stream, they weren't using them at all, and I was actually really surprised. Dive has the one where he jumps forward, right?
Yep.
And that's like at those angles where it's here, and you're safe. All of a sudden he jumps forward, and you're like, oh my god! And then so I'm just surprised we didn't see a lot of that, and I felt like that's what got Sanchez that victory.
I mean, obviously some of the sarcasm there, but there's a reason that Sensei's dojo is called the New Angle Dojo. The goal is to,
right,
every character's ability is meant to somehow enhance their, their ability to address matchups, and using that is crucial. So now we have moved on to Sanchez versus Hansen. This is a pretty even matchup.
Is this an official match here? Or
Yes,
is this,
they-
oh,
it
this
looks
is.
like
Oh,
they just
okay,
started.
okay. So he's already. Oh, I see. The numbers are just.
Yeah,
Numbers
just
are
need to
the
finish up.
thing.
And notice in this case, Sanchez went immediately to dive. He did not want to play kick because the speed isn't really going to do much. He wants that height advantage and
Yes.
that mobility advantage.
Oh boy, but kick factor active for a little bit for Kung Pao, but it's okay now. Oh, and remember another thing about Kung Pao too is she lands quickly.
Yes.
So sometimes it looked like she's gonna hit you with the kick, but then she just touches the floor and then she lands. It's a little bit deceiving if you're not used to it from Kung Pao.
And that's like part of the problem is that, you know, terminal velocity, part of the way that you really get that is that you put him in space where they're up close, and then you punish him for it because they didn't expect the trajectory.
Right.
Kung doesn't care about that. Usually terminal velocity will put you right in a position that Kung wanted to be all along.
Right, but oh my God, in that whole entire time, obviously the height advantage didn't really work out for
that's
Sanchez
absolutely
at
nothing
all.
for him. I'm wondering if he's going to switch.
I would imagine so, because that didn't seem like it went well at all, because as you can see in the not losing category, Hansen with an S. Oh, but he just goes to
Go
rematch.
straight back into it. I mean, the other thing that happens, no matter which one he's playing, dive or kick, the angle of their kick is just significantly worse when matching up against
Right.
Kung.
But see, now this is where I would not worry about kick factor so much, and I would start using terminal velocity, drop yourself from the air to bait Kung Pao into trying to come after you. You know what I mean? You jump and it looks like you're about to land late, and she's going to come after you. So you drop and then jump again and catch her off guard.
And I mean, there's certain spots where you can also use your forward jump to get at an angle that she can't really punish you.
Right.
It's tricky. Because the jump is not as high as you would like in this matchup. Like if he went a couple feet higher, it would be really good. But in this case, there's really not much that Dive can do here. At least not that Sanchez is doing right now.
Oh man, so Hansen so far dominating this pretty heftily. Oh no.
But that's the thing about Divekick is you can easily turn it around.
Okay.
And shot could be the start of it. We'll see.
Gonna see if he can get in there now. See, this would be a great time to use the forward hop, you know, but again, not using it.
And again, I really think this shows the level of comfort that Sanchez has with his character versus kick. If he was a kick in that situation, he probably would have found a way to use an ability to secure that kill. He just wants to build the meter.
No, he used something
He used velocity
there.
just at the very end just because he had so little K factor left.
Oh yeah,
So
okay,
he was just going to dump it.
so that he can build it up again,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah.
Like there's a bit of a Sanchez classic in that, you know, when he's very low on K factor with kick, he's almost always looking for a new angle.
Right.
Because he just, you know, it's like, why not?
Nice.
Sanchez done a nice job turning this round, though. He's up to 4 rounds to 3. Still just trying to push Kung Pao in the corner, but now he's giving up the space.
Oh, it's right there. You saw, yeah, it landed. If it just went like another 2 pixels. Ooh, boy.
Looks like we're going for the timeout. No,
Oh, a headshot on the
she's about to get K factor.
penultimate round. And kick factor. Oh,
Are
boy.
we going to see portals?
Oh, doesn't matter. Just gets the double kill. And Sanchez with a lead on match point, but can't seal the deal. He is down 0-2 now to Hansen.
Date's over. Kung Pao doesn't want some weak kicking. So it looks like Sanchez is going back to what he's comfortable with, because Dive clearly was not getting advantages. Oh, are we switching to something else?
Well.
Oh, is he mixing us up? Is he really going to go for Fencer?
Nope, goes right back to dive. Interesting.
See, like, Fencer would be an interesting thing in the sense that because Kung Pao has such limited jumping, you know, you should be able to put in situations where you can just throw the sword and get her. But again, how do you get your sword back?
Right, exactly.
And that's what we saw the last time the Hansen played against Fencer. It's like, okay, you hit me with the sword, but now you lose. Moving into Dr. Schultz's lab here. I love this theme.
All Sanchez getting the first round this time. Remember, even if he wins this game here, he has to win all 3 of them with this
Yep.
character.
And not only that, but like, you know, Sanchez is getting hits him, but I don't feel like he's showing anything that really shows that he's improving on the matchup. Most of the time, it's that when he's forcing Kung to push back, but now Hansen's just not taking any of that. He's moving forward, and Sanchez is backpedaling and losing.
And look at that, 2-1 now.
About to get the K factor for Hansen. There goes for the portal.
Oh, that was so nice, but a good avoidance from Sanchez.
I think part of it was that he didn't want to be in that position after the K factor activation. And it was close, but now he's going to go for the timeout opportunity.
Ooh, that's actually kind of a good scenario for Sanchez.
I would say, yeah, that benefits Sanchez more, especially because I think there was enough time that if Kung had waited just a tiny bit longer, would have gotten the angle and still would have hit him.
Right. Both of them in kick factor, and Sanchez is the one who's going to be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was just the thing that's that, like, you know, Dive wants Kung Pao to dive and then kick. It's where the kickback is where she gets most of the value.
Oh my God, what is going on? They were seriously going for a dance right there.
They're getting really close here, but Kung Pao does not have the portal on the side that you want. They're just building meter again. Kung Pao is a little more aggressive than meter. Gets a headshot, and that's a huge loss for Sanchez.
Boy.
It's about 2 kicks away from K Factor, and it's all gone.
Yeah. Oh, and just like that, gets caught in the shins.
Really aggressive challenge there. I think he just thought that, you know, Hansen was getting impatient, but he's 2-0 and he's up 2 rounds. What's his rush?
And there it is. Hansen's going to take it. Sanchez taking the first round in that one, but then Hansen coming back and going 5-1. Hansen moves on.
Yeah, that was just rough. You just didn't see anything that was like, I'm learning this matchup, I'm learning this opponent, I'm changing based on this.
Right.
It's just like
I'm actually kind of sad here because I'm not going to be able to finish this out with you here. I'm not going to be able to finish it.
You're a busy man this
yeah,
weekend.
I'm actually going to be running over to Guilty Gear,
Perfect.
actually, on the mainstream over there for the Guilty Gear Team Tournament Top 8.
Excellent.
I'm really excited for that. I love me some Guilty Gear. But you guys need to stick around here and finish this dive kick out, and then we can head over to Guilty Gear. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Frosty's is a Guilty Gear tournament before anything. So we have no problems with you doing, you know, it's a good work for the argument.
Hey, it's fun commentating with you. So have fun with the rest of dive kick.
Yep,
so
finish it off.
I'll see you guys in a bit, stream.
Excellent. All right, so we're down to a handful of matches in this case. Like, it looks like right now we have our losers finals of Capconian versus Hansen. And I think we are going to have the man, the myth, the legend, the Kevin Fair joining us on the mic.
There's no myths, no legends. None of that.
Oh, so humble. So humble.
How long we've known each other?
How long have we known each other?
You didn't have a beard or mustache.
Oh, gosh. Gosh.
It's been a minute, man.
Yeah, like you have to go out and search for those pictures, and I highly recommend people don't do that.
No, yeah, please.
So, you know, like, just in case people on the stream don't know, so tell us a little about yourself, K-Fair, and your lovely iPlay games that we are so glad that we have here.
I am so happy to be a part of the, I like to call it the 10th anniversary of Frosty Faustings, man. As a member of iPlay Games, we have always tried to contribute to the Frosty Faustings tournament. And, yeah, man, we do a lot of events where we bring out equipment and host the tournaments and whatnot.
Perfect.
Yep.
And we're glad you're here. And so now we are in losers finals.
Yep.
We have got hometown hero Hansen.
Hansen, yeah. Mr. Man's somebody else that goes way back in the scene, man. And he's kind of like you, man. He played this game dang near while I was still in beta, man.
Yep, Hansen has been a part of Divekick, and he just loves the game.
Yep.
That's really what it boils down to. And you could see the improvement. You know,
yeah, you definitely can.
I think it was UFGT 9 or 10, I forget. You know, it's hard to remember all the history, but there was one time I ran into a tournament, I slaughtered him. Next time I ran into a tournament, later
Not
tournament,
so much.
Oh,
yeah.
he made me look embarrassed.
And actually, right now he's up around, and he just went ahead and activated.
Yep, he's got his K factor. This is definitely a matchup that can go either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scholes has the height advantage, but you know it's about understanding when you're a Kung player when you just want to let her go over you.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have as much precision as Kung can, and sometimes she can be in situations that even though she's above you, she can't actually punish you.
Oh, just narrowly avoiding it, but it comes to an end anyway.
At the end of the day, once Scholes has you headshotted, you're probably going to get hit again.
Very much so, especially with someone that kicks as horizontally as Kung Pao like that. Yep.
Exactly. So Capconi takes the first round.
And it's interesting enough. I've seen Hansen take these kind of losses and turn that around right in the next round. He had that mirror a little bit earlier where he lost the first one actually and turned that set around.
Really good flight cancel there by Capconi, but Hansen just had nothing. Just kept backpedaling and put in a spot where Scholes couldn't escape.
Honestly, Dr. Scholes is one of my favorite characters to play in this.
Scholes.
So, dude, watching some of this canceling stuff, you know, as somebody that does not play very frequently, this is amazing tech for me.
The problem I always had with Divekick is that, like, a lot of these characters started out more basic and then became more complex.
Exactly.
And so, for example, you know, Scholes originally didn't have flight cancel. I loved and was pretty decent with Scholes before that. And then Scholes got canceled. Like, I can't cancel well enough to justify playing this character.
Matter of fact, was it you that I saw in the tournament coming down on the timeout? You floated out towards the middle. I want to say, I feel like that was you.
And then
I was
screwed
watching.
it up? Yeah, that sounds like me. Either way, we've got Hansen on a
fraudulent.
detection,
I tell you, man, Hansen, he just turned this set around.
Absolutely right.
Knotted up.
Put the stamp right on top of Scholes there. Yeah, I mean, like, and the other example I always like to point out is, you know, there was a Baz used to be that your lightning was not an ability.
Right.
It was
yeah.
that it was your K factor, and if somebody touched you, you lost. So really, what you would do with Baz is you would just backpedal and build meter,
okay.
and then just try to get it so that once you built it. So, but the thing is that people wanted to punish you for building meter.
Yeah.
So then you would have the read of when they were going to come in.
Okay.
So I always like to refer to it as rock paper lightning, and I was a very good rock paper lightning player. Nice light cancel there by Capconi.
Very good cancel,
He knew that Kung Pao was going to keep backing up in the current range, so light cancel to give him more forward mobility and punish him for it. But now he just drops you down, and Kung Pao's going to have nothing of that.
None of that. Yep.
Getting a really nice back and forth match here. We're seeing a lot of smart decisions, but now we are in the head zone.
Got a headshot, and this might roll forward into a few more points here for Capconian.
Yeah, Capconian has to
run it back.
Yeah, like Capconian should usually get one hit at a minimum headshot, but it's pretty easy to chain your headshot.
Let's see how Hansen tries to get out of this.
He's still trying to challenge, and it works.
Oh, and he did. Very good. Very good patience on that.
I mean, that's an example of where, because Scholes' forward kick does run out, it does not go infinitely.
Yeah.
So that's what happens, ran out, and I believe she was too low to flight cancel, so she wasn't able to extend the forward momentum.
Okay.
But that's exactly what we saw, where ran out of the kick, flight canceled, then kicked again so they could maintain the momentum.
Yeah.
Because again, you know, the angle that Scholes came at, if she could do that, you know, the whole way, then it'd be a problem for a Kung. So mostly by Kung, you know, going underneath it, but also by having your flight cancel on flight.
And when you're at this point of it, I mean, it's really intimidating to see her coming and knowing she has that option.
But we've got Kung with K factor, waits out the flight cancel. One
tries
round,
to chase her down.
Still, they're just
coming out of the corner.
Right underneath each
but we've
other.
got 4 seconds
nice
left.
Flight cancel there.
Headshot! Hansen playing for keeps out there.
Beautiful patience by Hansen. He knew she was going to go right over it, just waited and did a nice turnaround punish.
Goes up a set, man. I mean, I'm telling you, man, Hansen is looking pretty destined to try to win this today, man. I've seen him take a couple losses. I saw him get knocked into losers to begin with. And really since then, I mean, like, he's been very strong on when he starts off really well, keeps it rolling, and when he doesn't start off really well, he's been able to really kind of recover very quickly.
That said, though, if he can't get through Capconi, he then has to win 2 sets against final boss Argenroth.
Yes, very true.
That is no easy feat.
Taking 6 rounds away from him is very difficult.
I don't even know if there's anybody who can do that
right
now.
that I know. Yeah.
That's a very tall order. But either way, he is 2 rounds up on Capconi. He's just doing a really nice job of punishing the bad calls.
And he's just rolling at this point. Seems like he's really kind of got it down pat. He's not really intimidated
that's
anymore.
That's exactly a good example of,
But a headshot might turn things around. This might be the break Capconian needs at this point.
I think Hansen had the right idea by trying to use the portal to move her relative position, but just did not pay off.
No.
And Scholes cashes in, gets another round.
Yep.
And with the K factor, this is pretty close.
Oh, and a headshot to roll us forward. We're looking at a possible back-to-back on this. Back-to-back and a lead change. Oh, just avoids it. And there we go.
And that was, honestly, Hansen should be thankful for that because Capconi waited a little bit longer. That would have been a headshot. And this would probably be the game. But instead, overextends. And we are 2-2.
2-2, baby.
It's home court advantage.
I was going to say, Hansen really feels at home here, man. I think it was great because I haven't seen him in forever and a day, man. So this is really
he's become
nice.
a family man. We mentioned that earlier on the stream.
No.
He's He's got one kid.
Kind of got it. Yeah, I was gonna say, his wife is dive kicking out another kid.
Oh. All right, so we are in last game.
Oh,
That was
Once again.
nice. Just he jumped first,
Yeah.
so they had the height to do it. And I don't think Schultz had the meter to flight cancel, so it was a good punish there.
Yeah.
Nice flight cancels there.
Oh,
Ooh, close
crossing off of it right there. Again, we're under 10 seconds here. Oh, and there we go, K Factor.
Yeah, they're getting at spots where the way that they're pivoting, they're going through each other because their foots are on opposite sides.
Okay.
But now the K factor was what made the difference there. Ooh, that was
just in the neck,
Oh.
kicked in the neck right there.
That was very close to being further momentum. But either way, Hanson's up 3 rounds.
Oh, okay, here we go. Capconian getting on the board in this one.
And that's one of those things where normally at those positions, Kong's foot would win, but it was because it was inside.
Inside,
it was
yeah.
too deep.
Capconian
Divekick does
challenged
have
him on
meaties.
that. Yeah.
But either way, Hanson takes another round. He is on match point.
And ladies and gentlemen, Hanson stamping his ticket.
2 grand finals. Kung Pao still can't find her way home though.
Yeah, Capconian had a really good run this weekend. I noticed he had some really great moments earlier. I kind of got hype. I don't know if you guys could see me on the camera when he had his total domination.
Yeah.
I even gave him a little, gave him some knuckles on that. He did really well. So, what are you trying to look at the finals with this kind of coming up, man? I mean, I've seen Argonaut basically run through everybody in this tournament. I haven't seen anybody give him any reasonable competition.
Yep. I mean, the thing I was talking earlier about with James is that, in my opinion, and take it with a grain of salt, I may have tested the game. I knew I do it, but, I've always felt like Kung Pao and Redacted are 2 sides of the same coin in that they're both very defensive and about covering space.
Okay.
But Kung is about covering low horizontal space, whereas Redacted is about covering the vertical space.
Gotcha.
So they really just want you to step into a close range relative to what they do and then punish you for it.
Right. Okay.
Because there's certain ranges you can get into with Kung where it's an unreactable kill.
Yeah.
You just straight dive kick and you get him right there, or that they come into your too low to your vertical, where now your superior angle with a kickback punishes you for it.
Wow.
Whereas Redacted, if you stand right up here and Redacted is above you,
yeah, I mean, at that point,
done.
you're done.
You're done.
You're watching yourself fly across the top of the screen.
Exactly.
So I can't imagine any of these guys having a pocket character. I've never seen Hanson outside of years ago play anybody except Kung Pao.
Yep. No, I don't think we're gonna see either of them swap.
Yeah.
And again, Argon Ross will be able to weigh in a little bit better on this, but I think both of them feel confident in this matchup.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody feels that they're so horribly disadvantaged.
No, I mean, I guess the only real disadvantage is having to try to win 2 sets on a person.
Oh, gosh.
I think that either one of these guys can rebound from taking a loss, and guess what? Arg has got a whole set to rebound from a loss.
We've seen Hanson adapt, but he's going to adapt more than once in this matchup, and that's all over. All right, so we're waiting for the visual.
So I can tell from the sound that
that
Argon Ross has already taken one. Oh wow! I was gonna say I felt like it was a double KO.
Close one, and
no points exchanged.
One of the things I was pointing out the last time we saw Argon Ross on the stream here is that generally because of the low mobility of Redacted, if you get a headshot, you can pretty safely backpedal.
Yeah.
You might corner yourself. Cornering yourself comes at a cost, but at least avoids another headshot or another hit. And again, we're just seeing the things in that Redacted, if it's a matter of vertical difference, Redacted's always going to win because of the way that they're coming down.
Exactly. And really good timing right there by Hanson, getting his first points in this first grand finals round. Argon Ross returning the favor right away.
Yeah, Hanson right now is just running a situation that when they do cross paths, he's not hitting them.
Way to go prone right there,
usually most characters when they interact, they're not going to cross under each other like that, but he's just not finding the right timing to make it so that they're intersecting when Argon Ross is coming down, just like that, and Hanson's still coming in with a foot. So it's 4-2. Argon Ross is ahead on K Factor as well.
Go ahead and
Hanson does have
activate
his portal though, so he might be able to use that as punish. Argon Ross just waiting, he's in no rush.
There we go. Oh, K Factor goes pro! Turns around, turns it into a head shot.
And that's one of those things where, first of all, really nice duck there by Argon Ross. but Hansen thought with the K factor of space in the position he was in that he could just do a straight dive kick.
Yeah.
And Argonauts like, nope, I'm already above you.
Nope.
Whereas kickback first might have been what he needed.
Oh, and here we go.
Wow,
a pocket dive character.
This I did not anticipate.
Yeah. I actually have not. I literally have not seen him play anybody else this entire tournament, and I would not have guessed that he would have went back to vanilla
Yep.
with dive.
So we're in the arena now. This is a really nice match.
Yeah.
I love this. You know, this is most of the people that did the donations for the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Those who donations that to be in there.
Yeah.
And of course, you got the free Iron Galaxy that goes in the background. But you know, I think we have to stand corrected here. Look at the start here by Hansen. Gets a toe tap for the first round and a headshot for the
And then
second.
turns around with a headshot, follows that up. He's rolling at this point, 3 in a row.
And this is where you see the difference on the angles in that the ways that they're intersecting. In the previous matchup, Kung was going to lose. But now Dive has, you know, the angle that the new angle dojo. You know that if he hits Redacted on the spot, he's now going to win those matchups.
Yeah. And Hansen activating K factor. Oh, goes for one right there.
Nice wall climb there to get out of
the corner. Oh.
And again, this was thing because he was above him.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, even if you have the right angle, if you're above the person, you're going to hit him. We still got Hansen up 4-2.
Yep. Going in round 7. Oh! Hansen plays with it and gets burnt.
Yep, it wasn't. He was on the ground. You know, there is landing recovery. 3-4. Still in a missed game. Both of them are about to get
Both of them about to K factor. Yep.
Oh, time to escape that.
Goes prone in time, but does not go
Punishes
in
him.
itself. Punishes it. Now we are tied up at 1-1 apiece.
Hansen giving us a.
Man, this is a pleasant surprise.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You know, I know some people are pretty fierce with who they really enjoy playing in the game, but you hate to see somebody on a sinking ship. You know.
When you never want to see a situation where somebody makes a counter pick because they think it's a better thing, and then they just.
And then it's like it's even worse than the first match. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh. Argonauts not making this easy. Open it up with a headshot. And I'm really interested to see how Hansen
now he
decides to deal with
backpedals,
it.
but then he tries to get under. But again,
Yep.
you're way too
Literally
close
just
in those
puts himself
situations,
underneath.
even if you get under.
Yeah.
And you can't escape quickly. That's something you can do, like if your K factor is going to expire, or your headshot is going to expire right after you've gone under, because then you can backpedal. But normally you don't have the speed.
Okay.
And that's a situation where I think Argonauts had the better angle, but just a little bit, but the better, hitbox for dive.
Worked out. Yeah.
So Hansen's going to use his spot here. He's down by 1 round, but he's just got his K factor. Trying to pursue.
Oh, and over pursues there. Headshot puts him up around. Hopefully this doesn't roll forward into another one.
See what he does. Yep, see now he's just backpedaling. Now he's out of stun.
There we go. Oh, very nicely done.
Nice adaptation there by Hansen. It's exactly what I want to see people doing when they're getting headshotted by Redacted, and we're finally seeing put it in practice. However, Argonauts' stats, that maybe he had enough meter to do terminal velocity.
Okay.
That might have been able to save him for it because it just drops you straight down. It would have lost the momentum, but it would have been really close. And you have to have the timing to do it right when the K factor activation stops.
That wasn't the move, Hansen. That was not the move at all.
Like that's part of the reason that Dive can do really well in this match is that he can go into spots where. He can threaten that he's going to be, I'm in your zone, Redacted, and then say, no, I'm not, I terminal velocity. And if Redacted overextends, Dive has the mobility.
Dive's got the mobility.
Yep.
Oh, and that's not a good start for Hansen right there.
It's a pretty deep headshot there.
Yep.
So Argonauts is up 2 games and is up the first round. He is 4 rounds away from being. Spoke too soon there. He is 3 rounds away from being your Frosty Faustings X
Don't take it away from him. Not like this.
There we go. Hansen just keeps backpedaling.
Oh, and finds himself getting out of the corner, but
see exactly what I was saying, where his last kick got him out of the corner, but then he walked right back
into the corner. Yep. And even though he does not have another headshot on his hands,
Argonauts has K factor, and he is looking menacing.
Yep.
So this is everything Divekick is. You have a fraud detection, you have K factor, your opponent is stunned, and you are on tournament point. Aros is hungry, does the wall play for the mobility.
The tournament right there.
And Hansen, 2nd place, but still a fraud.
But still a fraud, exactly.
That is the nature of Divekick.
No, and I mean, like, I absolutely love showing this game to people. It is incredibly easy
Well,
to
you bring
watch.
it to some of the events you do,
I
right?
bring it to events all the time. I've always thought that this was a really great game that gives people who don't know a lot about fighting games to sit down and try one. And then guess what? The best thing is it's easy to follow and funny to listen to. You know, so there's a ton of funny stuff in there that'll keep you laughing while you don't feel too bad about losing because you felt like you've at least accomplished something. I think Divekick has always been this really great game to introduce new people and keep some people that are already in the scene very interested.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So thank you, Keats, for making Divekick.
Right, I was going to say, man, shouts out to Keats, man. Somebody asked me the other day. They were like, how do I find out stuff about this? I was like, listen, go ask Keats, man. I don't know.
You can find him on Twitter at the Keats. He might complain for you reaching out to him about Divekick, but we'll see. But either way, you know, we love having it here at Frosty's, and as long as people show up to it,
every time,
we're still going to keep doing it.
We're always going to have Divekick. Yep.
So I believe we're wrapping up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're getting ready to get kicked off. There's some guys waiting for us.
Yep,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys have looked at the stream schedule, but we are jam-packed across 6 different
Oh,
streams.
my God, yeah.
And because we have 33 games, spoiler alert, you have a top 8 almost
every single hour.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So we are going to get off the mic, and we are going to stay tuned. In fact, I think – no, I don't have my schedules on me. I'm not sure what's coming up next offhand.
Yeah.
Guilty
Gear. Oh, so the reason that we're here.
You know, Guilty Gear at a Frosty tournament. Who would have thought? I know they're doing extra teams on Black Rose's stream, so I think this is going to be I think this is going to be the previous version.
Okay.
We're doing top 8 for that.
All right.
Because obviously, you know, singles for top 8 for extra is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's our main event.
That's the main. That's
so
the
anyways,
headliner.
guys, please stay tuned if you want to see some Guilty Gear, or you can watch the Guilty Gear teams if you want to move over to Black Rose's stream. 4 other streams going on with all sorts of games. I think Marvel might still be going. If not, it's about wrapping up.
I was going to say, I felt like I saw it on the far right side up there. So, yeah.
A lot of different games, a lot of different stuff to watch. Please stay tuned on whatever you want to watch. Enjoy Frosty Faustings.
Yep.
See you guys later.
Thanks a lot.